Hello, everyone. This is Pashari from Business Insights by BrandNowAsia. Today, I am glad to be introducing you guys to Hugh Van S. Before we dive into what does Hugh do and what's his secret sauce to his service, I want to give you a little bit of introduction. He has over 25 years of experience in operations, executive management across Thailand, the region, and the globe. He's worked with such brands as Swarovski, Tokalski Diamonds, Inve. He is passionate about empowering business leaders to ignite positive change in their organization. And he's focused on equipping executive teams with strategies so that they can fully enable their people and teams. So welcome, Mr. Hugh.
Thank you. Good morning.
Hello. All right, let's dive in, right? So you've worked with all these brands and now you have decided to become an executive coach. Tell me what brought you to executive leadership coaching?
Right. Well, from June of 2014 to end of last year, December, I worked as the managing director for one of the Swarovski business units in Thailand. I was managing a factory of about 360 people. Now, when I first started, it was employee empowerment was just being rolled out. So it was a perfect match. Swarovski Gemstones business unit that I managed was already in business for 12 years, managed by a Thai national who retired. And for me, it was the perfect time to take over from somebody that retired and really be there at the start of this empowerment drive. And what was the reason why I am now looking to carve out a niche of executive leadership coaching is because I really saw what this empowerment did to an organization. It was clear that within a few years, employee empowerment led to better business results. We went from a very low employee engagement of below 40% to over 90% within a few years. Same with the enablement, close to about 40% employee enablement. We were able to achieve over 90%, and that in turn helped us with our turnover. The first 12 years, we were averaging about 50% plus employee turnover, and the cost to replace an employee is quite high. It's estimated to be up to 6 months. So with the empowerment, our employee turnover became better and better and improved to towards the end below 3%. Same with our EBIT and all the other different KPIs that we were measuring, we were always outdoing ourselves. So it was clear that, yes, once you implement empowerment and you truly live this value, then it will change the organization for the better and lead to better business results. And that's why seeing how, being really part from the very beginning and really seeing how empowerment transformed not only our business unit, but our company here in Thailand as well was for me a big eye-opener because, as you know, empowerment goes a little bit against the local Thai culture where it's more of a you need to listen and you need to respect your elders and you don't raise your voice. And here we are with a new concept telling the people, no, we need to hear your voice. You need to speak up. This was a bit of a challenge in the beginning, but to really see the positive benefits of empowerment, that's the reason why I now, after being laid off from Swarovski due to a company restructuring, I thought, why not now package this as something to offer different companies that are maybe faced with some difficulties in terms of engagement or high turnover or low profitability, maybe companies that have some issues with bridging the communication gap between the local team and the foreign investors. So I think really trying to now offer this as a service to different organizations for me would be very interesting because I saw, I really lived the concept, saw what it did to an organization. So now packaging this up as a service, I believe I can make a difference in other organizations as well.
Okay, I have two questions and they're tied in together. So before the empowerment thing started, what were some of the indicators that led to the empowerment? So that's the first part of the question. And then during the empowerment process, you talked about the circle. So I want you to, share with our audience, what is the circle and how was it implemented and how did that give people a sense of confidence and ownership? So the
Right.
first part was, what was the indicators that led to the program implementation, and then what was the process of the implementation?
Right. Well, I referred already briefly in terms of the engagement. 2 year in 2012, Swarovski Group globally did their first ever employee satisfaction survey, where the employees were asked a total of 65 questions across 19 different dimensions, from work and processes, structures, accountability, all that. We were measured, and seeing those low results really was a first indicator. But besides that, it was also, the organization is constantly evolving, right? And what was also clear is that now having a generational mix within your employee, within your staff, from baby boomers who are at the end of their career to Generation X that started their career before the internet, to now with Gen Z millennials that are fully immersed in the whole online. These people have different needs and wants, especially the newer generations. They want to know why we are doing things. So we thought, why not be transparent and open and get everybody involved? So the first, besides that, we were also faced with, low company performance, but also, some external factors in terms of, the competition was getting more heated, and lower cost countries were getting involved. So it was really a clear indication, something needs to change. So if you see that an organization, you feel this from your leaders, for us, it was the Swarovski family member together with the core management team of 4 individuals that were managing our business units. We really felt this drive from empowerment. They really empowered us, which made it then easier for us to empower our teams. And the way we really practice empowerment is they set up what we called internally a circle concept. So when the whole organization is aware of the strategic direction and financial goals and why we are here, then within those strategic directions, you have key focus areas that you really need to put all your effort on. So the way we did it is, let's say, one of our focus areas was to really take care of our number one customer. So what does a customer need? They need new innovations. They need quick deliveries of products. They need to make sure that our customer service responds in a timely manner. So we started a circle for our main customer that had people from production, that had people from product development, product management, logistics, customer service, sales. And all these people were empowered to make decisions to drive this business for this customer, be it new innovations, new colors, new shapes, really working very closely together with this customer. And this customer really felt it. They felt that they were being heard. They felt that they had the necessary service levels that they required in terms of speed of answering. So, and this concept, the circle concept, is basically doing away with all the silos that you normally have in a company, right? It was, we're all in it together. We all need to work together. So put our efforts and our experience together to really focus on this one customer. And we did not have to ask for permission from our leaders. They said, you guys, you 7 people, take care of customer XYZ, and you do whatever is needed because he or she is in our focus area. Increasing business with this customer will increase our bottom line. And that's why, those 7 people really met together regularly every week and really drove and really had workshops with the customer to really determine, okay, how can we help you more? How can we give you more business? Because if we help you win, then we will win as well. And that's why it was so successful, because our leaders, they basically said, okay, now we need to focus on this. Here are all your tools. Please, drive the business. And it was really felt by the customer, this extra effort that we were giving them.
Mm-hmm. So you mentioned from your side of the organization who was interacting with a customer. From the customer side, who's also engaging you? Were they also the top 7 executives who are from the product line? I'm guessing this is a B2B business, right?
It was a B2B business, yeah. So of course, in terms of the customer, especially those key workshops that we had to really come up with new innovations, what they wanted. Not, we didn't want to make innovations and then go present them and said, this is what we have. No, it's more the other way around. We listen to you, the customer, and then make the innovations according to your specifications and your requirements. So it was really this closer collaboration between us and the customer. We broke down all silos, not only within our own organization, but at the customer as well. So for sure, they needed to also involve, decision makers within their organization.
Okay. So besides engaging the key executives who's champion this process, what are the top 2 or 3 things that makes this process a success, Hugh?
Well, for us within Swarovski Gemstones, my main reason why for me it was so successful is that I really felt it from my leaders. It was not only the Swarovski family members that, took part in this, but also our leaders were constantly, asking, what have you been doing for empowerment? But they were also empowering me. They were allowing me to make decisions on behalf of the company without always going up the totem pole to ask for permission. And that really made the speed of decision making so much quicker. Swarovski is an organization now almost 130 years in business. Things don't go quickly there, right? Sometimes it takes time to really make a difference or make the quick decisions. But what we showed in our business unit was that, it is possible to make quick decisions because we're all aligned along the same goals. We know exactly where we need to go, and we're empowered to make the decisions. So, because let's say you always have to ask for permission, your boss is not always going to be available, right? Sometimes even if he's on a holiday for 2 weeks, you're not going to be able to do anything for 2 weeks because you need to wait for permission? No, you're empowered. Go ahead and make the decision. You don't have to wait for the approval, right? So this was really what was cool because, you felt it from your leaders. And that's why for me, it was also as a leader to my team to just display the same behavior, the same mindset. Hey guys, we're in it together. We're all trying to focus on the same area so that we all have a nice bonus at the end of the year. So that really drove people to really provide their effort and be motivated to really help each other and collaborate. And that really broke down all prior silos that may have existed, because everybody around the globe, we were all in it together, right? And it was part of our bonus was like a split, right? 40% individual, 60% business. So why not align your goals to make sure you at least have the 60%? So everybody is working towards focusing on those 60% of the goals, because it's the company goals that are above your individual goals. What does the company need to do, right? And that's why it was so successful.
So it was a cultural shift as well.
It was, that's correct. A complete transformation of the business.
Okay, now I want to come to your coaching approach and the services you offer. Can you talk to us about that?
Of course. So my approach, I think a good coach needs to be able to provide a new organization with the different tools. So my approach, my approach is the same as how I was trained and how I perceived all these types of training. So what I do is we organize workshops in increments of 3 days. So you can do a 3-day workshop, 6 days, 9 days, or a continuous service. But what I do is throughout those 3 days, and it needs to start with the leader. Let's say I have an opportunity, a company says, yes, I need some coaching. And my first meeting with the business owner or CEOs, and he says, please, I want empowerment in my organization. Please speak to my HR manager. That's not going to work, because I need him or her, the leader, to really be involved. So a main requirement for at least the basic 3-day workshop is the leader together with his management team, where because my coaching, while the root is of course always empowerment, the word empowerment means that me as a coach will empower his team to continue the journey. I don't need coaching gigs of a month or many weeks. No, that's for me a sign of a wrong coach. A coach should be able to do it in the minimum amount of time and equip the people with the right tools to continue the journey. Because empowerment, I think, is very intrinsic to the company itself. So it's really, how to build a better team that will collaborate to reach the strategic direction of the company. So especially in that first workshop, we need to all collaborate and cooperate to come up with the strategic direction. Yes, the leader will know, but if he already gets the input from the very beginning from his team on what the direction should be and how to approach that, then it's already a win because you're already aligned from the very beginning. So the approach is to do it in different workshops, maximum 20 people. So depending on the size of the organization, that will determine the amount of workshops that are needed. But I don't need to be there for the whole company, right? The whole company needs to go through the workshops, but if I equip in the very first couple of workshops people within the organization with the right tools, then they can ensure that they continue the same format in the rest of the organization.
So it's a train the trainer type of
Exactly. Yes.
method.
That is exactly. I
Okay.
mean, we
So what's
try
the
to
ideal
really
size?
apply empowerment at all the levels with everything we do. It's all about empowerment.
Thank you.
Yeah.
And ideally, what's the size of an organization that that would you would work with for you,
Well,
starting
I
around
think,
what's
I mean, a company of five, if a company of five people have issue with low turnover or low engagement and high turnover, that, okay, listen, we can do that as well, but I think a minimum of 20 to 50 people, size of an organization would be a good place to start, but we can go over 1,000 as well, because like I said, I train the trainer and really equip them with the right tools to continue the journey. What is also helpful after almost 40 years in Thailand, I speak Thai fluently, so I can also, be there at all levels of organization. I can do the coaching in Thai as well, in English, it doesn't matter. It's really making sure that the idea and the concept of empowerment is properly embedded in the organization. And then they are equipped to continue the journey.
So how can people get in touch with you, Hugh?
The easiest would be via my website, hughvanes.com. Where it explains not only about my coaching approach and what benefits people can derive, but also about my background in terms of work experience and a little bit of extra information there. Also because I just got my first book published, so you can also find that on my website where you can buy it. So just wanted to put that out there.
Sure. What's the title of your book? Can you
The
give a
title is
little summary?
The title is Hell in Paradise, and it's the story about my quest to find my friends after the 2004 tsunami. I spent 4 days in the south trying to look for them, and those 4 days are still vividly with me in my memory even today. I mean, next year will be 20-year anniversary since it happened, and it was, it was an extreme experience. And about 6 years ago, I decided to start writing it down. And I turned it into a book and, send it to a few people for review, and the reviews were fantastic. So I decided, why not try and see if I can get it published. So I checked Olympia Publishers in the UK. They had a section called Submit Your Book on their website. And I took a leap of faith, submitted it, and lo and behold, a few weeks later, they confirmed that it would be published. And it was just recently published on the 27th of July this year. And it will be available locally in the Asia bookstores in the next couple of days, hopefully.
Excellent. Congratulations. So glad
Thank
to hear
you.
that. I know we
Yes.
talked about your book before, I think a year ago
Mhm.
when I met you
When it was
at
still in the
the
process, yes, correct.
yeah. Okay, thank you so much for your time today. And
Thank you for the opportunity.
yes, so I hope you all enjoyed what Hugh shared. And yeah, please, I will share the link to his website at the end of this video. So go check out his services, go and check out his book. Thank you again, Hugh, and have a great day.
Thank you, Khun
Sawadee ka.
Pachari. All the best. Sawadee krap.